But here we are again, Casual Fridays. Vance, TJ, back at y'all with another one. Think we got a good episode. We're gonna talk about, of course, what's on the current events, and then we're gonna get into, since it's been a quiet week, pretty much nothing too crazy is going on. We're gonna put a spotlight. Well, yeah. We're gonna put a spotlight on a particular designer and kind of build the show around him. So, anything you want to say, opening statements? What you got, man?
Man, I'm just into these playoffs. What I could watch, I'm glad we finally down to the semifinals? Oh no, excuse me, conference finals. Yeah, conference finals now. So we can actually see all the games.
Right.
West Coast games was killing me, bro.
Yeah,
I tried.
for sure.
I couldn't do it.
And Denver and OKC is playing right now. So by the time this ends, we'll probably know who's coming out the West or who the Western Conference Final is. Because who's already there? Minnesota's there. Yeah. Hold that thought. We're going to get into the weekly rundown, which we kind of already doing. Recap the biggest sports moments, movie releases, TV shows, premieres, and major fashion drops. So, we can get right into the basketball piece. Coming out the West, we already know Minnesota's there. Ant-Man, Randall, DiVincenzo, I forget a couple of the other. They actually got a decent team.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're low-key.
They actually have a decent team. Versus either OKC, which I'm gonna lean at OK. I'm gonna assume OKC wins, even though this is Game 7. I didn't think they was gonna go 7 games. I thought it was OKC, just the dominance of the regular season. It would have been an easy walk. But Joker is something serious.
You can't.
Generational, all-time great.
Gotta respect it.
He don't have a great team. He has Gordon and Murray, and everybody else is
get in where you fit in.
Right. So, depending on those two matchups, I think that's probably going to be who comes out the West. I'm not going to sleep on Ant. I think he could pull it off. He would just have to be Michael Jordan-esque throughout, like with no off games.
Nah, bro, didn't they just beat him last year?
Yeah, they did. They did.
And it wasn't light work, but it wasn't the hardest series I've seen a team go through.
I agree. So.
And they got the same team with maybe 1 or 2 added players.
Right.
So.
And Joker's they've been burning the minutes up on him, so he might run out of steam potentially versus Denver, and then he would have to go in and play Ant. It would be, I don't know. They might win. I'm saying
7 games is hard to just bounce back from going to another series. Maybe the finals I could understand. You get a little break, maybe get your legs back, but regardless of whoever wins this, Ant and them been chilling, which sometimes that does hurt the better seed.
It can.
But it is hard to turn around right after a 7-game series.
I agree.
And ramp up a whole nother one. Like you might end up down 0-2 just off the strength of being gassed.
Right. But that's why I'm leaning towards OKC if they get there, because they have so much depth with their team. I think they can just roll right along and be just fine. Even though Shea has had a little bit down nights compared to what he's played the whole season.
That's when the games are close, though.
Yeah. If OKC gets to the conference final, I think they're gonna go in, and I think they're probably gonna win. Whoever comes out of that 2 teams, and I'm not counting Ant out. I think he can do it. So
it's just two different styles. Like
completely
the way Shea gets his buckets and how Ant gets his buckets.
Yeah.
Like. I really can't call it, because it's really gonna be based on if they let them play physical. Because SGA, bro, he's James Harden 2.5 out there as far as how he gets the buckets, fouls, like all encompassing. Of how to get a bucket in the professional league.
Right.
Where Ant is just like, nigga, I'm about to go out here and just drop 30. Might be dunks, might be threes, who knows? But I'm getting these buckets. Shea is extremely calculated.
Yeah, he's manipulating the game for sure, more than anything. So yeah, we'll see who you think you got. You can't call it on Denver and OKC.
I would like to see OKC versus Minnesota, just because where Denver just look like they out of it. How they keep making playoff pushes is crazy. To me, but I don't think this is and I think Gordon is out with a hamstring injury right now too.
No, he's
playing through it.
Yeah, he's gonna play through it. Which
because he's a major. First of all, he's been one of the most pivotal pieces for that team.
Anytime you have a franchise player, because he was a franchise player at one point in time down in Orlando.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure how many years he played or what year he was drafted, but he was their centerpiece. To get traded to Denver,
be a third.
Obviously, that's one of the reasons why they won a champ. So anytime you get a player like that, like when Golden State got Iggy,
he's getting all the dirty points.
Right. When Golden State got Iggy, same kind of situation. Like, oh my God, this
perfect example.
This changes the whole team because he can do so much.
And and Gordon is more of the forward to center type of addition opposed to Iggy. Like Iggy was helping, getting points, defense, things of that nature. But like Ben, he's doing all that, and then he can get rebounds.
Oh yeah.
That body just takes up space. It's an athletic body.
Yeah, he's big. He's huge, bro.
Kind of maybe what we would have liked Blake to turn out to be on the back end. You know what I mean? But either way, like
more
that's
skill.
Major contributor that I feel like could be underlooked at certain times, but if you know ball, like Ben gets his flowers. He's
a great player. I would love to have him as my third option, or in between third, fourth option. Like that puts you on a whole nother level.
Especially when Murray's having off nights.
Right. Yeah, so the Western Conference would be interesting.
I'm going OKC.
Right. I'm with you. So then we go to the Eastern Conference. Unfortunate injury this week. Another one. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, diving for a loose ball, I believe it was. Yeah. Terrible. And his reaction is cringy. It's gut wrenching because it wasn't a play that you saw something gruesome happen, but his reaction is just like that. It'll break your heart. You're like, what is wrong?
I seen clips posted that he tore his ACL the same time in the game and the same quarter Kobe tore his ACL.
His Achilles?
Achilles, yeah. Which is insane because, Tatum tries to mimic everything Kobe does.
A lot of those guys do. I believe he trained with Kobe a little bit when he first got in the league. I believe it was him who said it, but yeah. It's terrible.
It's crazy to see, but
I don't even remember what did Kobe do to tear his? What did he do? Was it a layup or what?
Nah, he was dribbling I believe he was on the left elbow and he tried to just do a move and accelerate.
Oh yeah. Right.
He couldn't push off of it anymore, or as he pushed off of it, it happened right after, and he just collapsed immediately.
And you know what was crazy about that little run he was having at that particular moment? People were saying he playing too many minutes. Like that was a big narrative at that time.
He was playing too many minutes, but we had won, I think, 8 of our last 10 games.
Yeah.
And he was averaging, I think, almost 30 points at that time. Like that's when he was dunking on everybody crazy on that part of the season. Like Kobe's highlights right before, like in games leading up to the Achilles tear. Yeah, I don't know what he was on, but he was playing ungodly, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy because essentially that's Kobe ended as we knew him at that moment because it was just too much to recover.
Like the farewell tour was just seeing highlights in person. That's all.
Yeah.
Win or lose, like we didn't even care about winning or losing at that point. It was just like, cool, Kobe about to dip. Right. We just want to see the greatness one more time, and he actually was able to give it to us every game one more time.
I didn't like how it looked because it was strange because it wasn't him
getting shots up. Yeah. Don't look for the ball. Don't think we running the play. Move.
Right. And non-contact injuries is just something that is so scary to me. Not even just playing an explosive sport, just being active at all. Because that can sit you down.
Drake.
That can sit you down for the longest time. I've just seen it so many times. I know I've seen guys post they have an Achilles injury. They're just regular guys that I know come throughout the years. It's like, my aunt blew her Achilles. It's wow. Playing basketball, I believe. I'm like, man, that is like my worst nightmare. So knock on wood, we ain't got to deal with that. But it's scary to see all these injuries happen, even though we see them every year. It's just unfortunate because you never know how much of their career this could throw off. Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, even though Dame and Kai are a little older, we don't know if we're going to see those players come back healthy.
OBJ,
and he did it several times. He had several injuries. It's a lot of them. I was just speaking of them more recently, but
no, just in general, of players who had significant injuries like that on the back end of the career, where it was like we knew we on the clock. We may not know how many seasons we're going to see of them left, but the severity of whatever injury occurred for these types of players, like you automatically know, like
yeah.
All right. Well, even if he gets back, maybe 2-3 seasons. If he looks right.
That's what I'm thinking. I think JT's probably, out of all those names, he's probably the better one in the position because he'll be 27.
Yeah. He's got plenty of. Hopefully, he still, because his game isn't even super explosive. Like he's never been a super. He's more of a super skilled player.
Right.
So
I think he'll be fine.
I think he can get back.
He's super tall. Yeah. KD recovered. If KD had been a little younger, he probably wouldn't have skipped a beat. If he would have, because he took off a whole year after that when he went to Brooklyn. He didn't play for like a year and a half actually.
Right. If Kobe can come back from his Achilles at what 34 or something like that,
I forget.
He was definitely on the back end of the age and in his close to late 30s. So it's just like, all right, he was able to still come back. The Lakers were just bad. That's why he looked bad getting all those points. Like as good as it was to watch, like it was a struggle to watch. But I think Tatum being in with the Celtics, I think he'll be able to bounce back. Maybe not within a year.
Yeah, it's gonna take about a year and a half to see him.
Exactly
how we seen him prior, because he was balling this. This was crazy. He was doing this thing. He was having his better. I still think they were gonna lose if we being honest. Yeah, we're gonna get in that in just a second. Yeah, Tatum. I think this year was probably his better year out of all the years he's had. I think if they would have got past the Knicks, you know what? Who knows? But
I don't see the Knicks beating. I don't see the Celtics beating the Minnesota
they just
or
were
OKC.
so off. They just somehow came into that series a little off. And Orlando played they all right. If Paulo and the boys can get okay, if they can shoot, they'll be a decent team. Paulo's all right. But anyway, we're not going to dwell on that.
It just don't look put together well yet.
Right. I like Banchero a lot. The 13, the all blue 13s was nuts.
Yeah.
Knicks. So, and that leaves us with the Knicks actually going into the Eastern Conference final. They beat the Celtics. It's the first time they playing in the Eastern Conference in 25 years. And ironically enough, 25 years ago, it was the Pacers and the Knicks playing in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, the choke series?
Which one?
Is that the choke series from Spike Lee?
I don't know.
Reggie Miller did the choke series?
No. That was in the 90s. This series was, they went on to play the Lakers in 2000. Of course, the Lakers won. I forget the whole roster, but it really wasn't a fair game. None of those championship series were good. The Lakers pretty much drug everybody.
I was about to say, it wasn't even fair, bro.
That was Shaq's MVP season in 2000.
Them 2000s Lakers, listen.
Serious.
Wrap that up.
Serious.
AI couldn't do nothing with them. Reggie couldn't do nothing with them.
Yeah, it was.
Portland, even back then, I wasn't watching basketball like that. I was just watching Lakers and Phillies games, but come on.
Yeah,
it was not even fair.
Yeah, for sure. Not even. Which they should have won. They should have had like 5 chips, 6 chips. But anyway, that's just like the
that
Bulls.
Detroit series, bruh. So there are two games in sports history that sting and stick with me forever, bruh. And that's the Detroit LA series in 2004.
They didn't win the game,
bruh. I couldn't understand it.
Gary Payton, Karl Malone.
We were stacked. Couldn't get nothing
on paper.
Going.
They were just
on paper. That's what I'm saying. But we couldn't pull it off. And then the Texas USC national championship.
Oh yeah, Vince
will forever stick
with
me
and
hurt.
That was iconic. That was definitely iconic. I think so. The Knicks and the Pacers is going to be interesting. I think they're pretty good matched up teams. Brunson's going to have to put that cape on at the end of every game. Cat.
Gotta play D.
Cat not only gotta play D, but he has to be consistent every night.
Oh yeah, with the buckets, yeah.
Malik Beasley, he's all right. He's a super solid player. I would love to have him if I was on a franchise. Definitely like Malik Beasley's game.
Them Pacers make me nervous.
Yeah, they swept Cleveland. Or not? Did they sweep them? Or did Cleveland win one?
I think it was 4-1.
Yeah, it was. They won in 5, but they was plagued with injuries. I don't know how much of a difference Garland. Well, it was 2 or 3 All-Stars that they were missing, so it would have made a difference.
Between the Pacers running the floor on offense and defense and how efficient they can be on offense, it's tough.
Bruh, Miles, I don't know if you saw that last game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They was hitting everything. I was like, oh my God.
That's why I'm looking and I'm like, bro, they're playing defense full court the whole game. There's no breathing room. Like, your handle got to be tight. If you're a bucket getter, like, you really got to get your buckets. Or it can be a quick 20-point deficit immediately.
I like the team. I slept on Halliburton because of the shot, how it looked. I was like,
what? It's Indiana. Like, who?
No, I'm just the way he has such an unconventional J that I was just like, he can't be that good, bro.
Listen,
and he showing up is a beast.
I'm looking at it like, okay, cool, you balling in Indiana.
Right. That too.
Until I watch the playoffs and I'm like, oh no, y'all are really playing real basketball.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't just watch one person go out and get 30 and 5 and 5. Like, nah, they playing real basketball, team offensive basketball, and we strapping up the whole game.
Serious.
Communicating on defense, rotating, ain't nobody lacking. Everybody's contributing across the board.
Beautiful thing to see. I like the team. Miles Turner, he's a vet. He's been
long time.
Yeah, he's had a very solid game his whole career. I was thinking the Lakers were going to sign him and Buddy Hield at one point in time, which is crazy. That ended up falling through. That would have been a nice piece for them.
I think it's just because we're the Lakers, we can't get nobody, bro.
Yeah. The Lakers' future is, I don't know. They need a lot of help. But anyway, we ain't
going down that rabbit hole. But
yeah, so for the Knicks and the Pacers, I'm thinking, I don't know. I need to see 2 games first before I can make a decision.
Honestly though, I'm taking Minnesota out the West. But to see Minnesota versus the Knicks, I think that would be exciting, like high scoring basketball.
Yeah.
But if the Pacers go and play Minnesota, I do think the Pacers might have a slight edge just because I think they would be coached better to win the series based along with how they're playing the game.
Right.
Like Minnesota just seems like, we just going with the flow of things. We might have a few sets here and there, but for the most part, we going off an ant.
You're right.
Pacers are like, no, we going off a system.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think if Ant makes it, I think I would be ecstatic. Whoever comes out the East, I just think I love the story because coming into the playoffs, these aren't the teams that we thought was going to end up in the
I would have loved to see Cleveland, but the big man they got, I forget his name, but I just didn't see him like carrying the torch with the team all the way to the finals.
He's actually, the Lakers could definitely use him, but yeah, they need something like that, just straight defender, linky, jump out the gym type dude.
No,
but
we need a solid body too, bro. Like
you need to.
AD was really the best that we were gonna be able to have as far as a big man. Like defensively, he has the size. Offensively, he is able to get the points that we need.
Yeah.
The only person outside of AD that I could see being like a solid big person would be and I always forget his name, but old boy down in Sacramento, their big man.
Oh yeah, Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis, Cat.
Sabonis is pretty nice. I like
definitely a walking double.
Yeah.
Joker.
Oh man.
And I'll throw Rudy in there, but you're not getting much offensively. But
nothing.
If we're talking about a big body, mobile, and defensively active, like he can help you.
Oh yeah, I agree. I didn't notice where he was going with it yet.
No, but anybody else, all other big men outside of those names are like a Bobo type body type. Like they're just tall, they're lanky. Like you're playing that position just because of the height, but you don't have the skill set. You don't have the,
they got guard
the body mass.
Yeah.
Like nobody's really dominant. Like those big guys are able to show dominance when they are able to lock in on that.
Yeah, I agree. So we can roll right into football. What you got for football?
Bro, why is your man back in headlines?
Who? Oh, AB?
Yes.
Yo, that's...
Did you look into the whole thing? I just seen a clip, and then they said it was something about him being on Aiden's stream or something. But like, I didn't go down the rabbit hole. So break it down for me.
It's just from what I saw, there was an altercation. AB was, I don't know if he was in the middle of it, but he was a part of it. He walked away from.
I saw the fight. I did see the fight.
Yeah, there was 2 different clips. One of them shows him walking away, and then you hear the gunshots. He was detained. He made a post after this. He was detained by the police, but released. He didn't actually get arrested. Mm-hmm. They just cuffed him, questioned him, figured out what it was. They released him. So he allegedly said he was getting robbed, or he felt like that was the situation and all that. So he pulled the blick out, squeezed it twice, had everybody in a frenzy, and that was it. He didn't get actually. You saw they was still having a scuffle. He was 5 feet away. I was like, come on, man.
Regular people, y'all gotta leave athletes alone. Yeah. Like professional athletes, like in a fight, bro, it's not. Somebody got done dirty by AB when he got out the scuffle, and then whoever was trying to hold him, of course, but he just fell and AB kicked him. I seen that, but for the most part, I seen about a good 5-6 guys giving it all they got.
Listen,
and ain't nothing happened to that man. Like people gotta chill, bro.
I'm worried,
and they be the first ones to try to sue AB.
AB is just his trajectory from ever since he left the Steelers. It's just been. It feels like it's been kind of a spiral in the wrong direction. I don't like what I see. It's very concerning. I wish he was just calm down and because he's one of the greatest of his generation.
Hands
as
down.
far as
Hands
all
down.
time, he's an all-timer as well, first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he could give a lot back to the game, just be based on his mentality, his effort, as far as football is concerned. And to see him just constantly in BS it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I hope he get it together. I'm always hoping for the brother. We were former receivers. You at a higher level, but we always loved AB's game. We always was rooting for him.
Listen, on the field, there's nothing negative you can say about the man. There's nothing you can take away from him.
Incredible.
Skill set, everything
incredible. And we're taller than him.
Like
and he built, you know what I mean?
For sure.
He got different type of build.
But like you said, just one of the best of all times at the position.
No doubt.
Now off the field, hey, I know that to say. It is what it is. You see what we see.
Right.
You know, like you said, just hope he can get it under control and wish him the best.
Right.
Dang, but yeah. So after that, I had shout out to Jimmy Horn over here with the Panthers, man. He's been getting a lot of love. I've been seeing internet clippings, internet videos of just him. To me, and I don't know if you saw any clips, but I mean, bro, just like he just doing his thing. But
we've been seeing him.
But when it comes, this is me speaking from the receiver perspective.
Right.
Like the Panthers don't have a history of drafting good receivers, bro. Like, yeah, we had Kelvin Benjamin. New guys. Well, this is post Smitty.
Okay.
Post Smitty era.
Right.
We had Devin Funchess, Kelvin Benjamin.
Right.
I like DJ Moore as a pickup.
Oh yeah, we had DJ Moore.
Is it Curtis Samuel? What was it? Samuel? No. Whoever. His last name was Samuel, but they ended up trading him. I think a year or two ago. He was decent.
Oh, with the dreads. No, that's somebody different. That's somebody different.
I forgot. I had to look up where he came from.
Yeah,
but he was new, but he was okay. But he wasn't a true number one to me, or he wasn't a true number one for the Panthers anyway, based on the type of players that they think they want.
Right.
But anyways, I don't put him in that category. But yeah, so I think DJ Moore was the best receiver they might have drafted in a long time.
By far.
Since they went and got McClain, that was a great pickup.
Yeah.
But Jimmy has the all-around tools. He has the speed, he has the routes, he has the hands. McClain just seems to, McMillan just seems to have the big playability. Like, he's a big body, which is cool. To me, on film, he's what we thought Kelvin and Devin should have been for the team.
Right.
And then we got Jimmy on the other side, which is going to be a great compliment if they actually know how to use it right.
Right.
So, big shout out to Jimmy just because, bro, as people who followed him in Colorado, like, Panthers really got a steal with him. So it's no shock to me that he's showing out the way he's showing out.
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of good things about Colorado players just in the news this entire week. Yeah. So it's no shock here. All of those guys are hard workers, but just because we're here in North Carolina, like, I got to shout out Jimmy just because I keep seeing his name pop out, and they have nothing but exceptional things to say about him. So
yeah. Jimmy, we saw all the footage of him outside of just the game day film.
Right.
Saw the personality, know the story, rooting for him. He's definitely a really good player. I just worry about health would be probably my biggest concern. I know he off the field, he's fine. Like, he's a good guy. As far as we know. And if the Panthers can somehow get a decent roster, I think he could definitely be an impact player. So shout out Jimmy Horn. Definitely rooting for him. I hope he does well. He's yeah. I don't know what draft. What round did he go in? Was he was drafted?
He got undrafted free agent.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But
I like really good player. I like him.
They also picked up. I don't know if I sent it to you or not. Dang, I don't think I did because I wanted to remember his name. I thought I saved it. But they also picked up a receiver just recently from UCF.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't familiar with him, I'm sure, because he wasn't a big name. However, he has the stats. He was one of the top receivers at UCF.
Okay.
He has
the Panthers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I could see him in the slot if they put him outside. That's cool too. But bro, the Panthers are loading up weapons.
They have
in a great way. Like, you got a Heisman quarterback.
Bryce had literally, the cover was bare. So,
Adam Thielen.
Come on, man. Yeah.
And no disrespect because he's
I
nice.
think he's decent. Yeah,
he's
but
older and on the back end.
the only player you got is Thielen. Yeah, he's all right, but you need about you need about 4 other guys.
But Leggett is cool. No disrespect to Leggett. I don't want to seem like I don't think that he's nice. TJ is definitely a great addition pickup for him. So I think that was the start of the turnover.
Right.
But basically after what I seen from him last season, it was like, okay, like he still got some things to work on. But for the most part, like that's a good start to building a core. And then fast forwarding up to now and seeing all the other receivers that they picked up. Now, Bryce should be able to have a way more productive year this year.
Yeah, I think so. He looked good at the end of the season. He saved himself, honestly. Because you're crazy. He was out the door. We was 1 foot, like,
I don't think he was doing that bad.
He was doing horrible.
Who did y'all have?
I'm just saying, what we had rolled out, it was not good, but what he did was terrible.
Y'all thought he was going to be Cam?
Nah. We thought he was going to be a number 2 draft pick. And he got benched for Dalton. And got restarted.
No, cool.
We had to pull him out the fire.
Y'all had to sit him down, let him
recalibrate for sure,
and get more adjusted to the league. Figure out what more he needs to do to get better, which is what y'all should do with all y'all rookies.
I blame that on the organization.
100%.
Don't get it twisted. But
okay, cool. I'm just
about to get him out of here. But we can go to the next
one. He's a modern day quarterback. There's the history of players coming from modern day is top to none. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
He goes to Alabama. And y'all telling me y'all can't get production out this man? That's not a him thing. He's been great everywhere he's gone.
You preaching to the choir.
Nah, facts. But neither here nor there. The man has a room full of weapons now. I think the running backs. I don't know the running backs too well, but I think the run game they have is decent.
Yeah.
So
they picked up. I believe they picked up another guy.
Like I said, win or lose, I'm excited to check out a game or two this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Next, I had Shiloh. He's also been getting a lot of love in the press this week as well.
Yes.
Not just for because I think I seen a clip that's circulating around of him like introducing himself to the media, getting along with them. Things of that nature.
Yeah. That was one clip. Yeah.
On the field, again, more exceptional press for him. People talking about how good he looks in drills, transitioning, footwork, things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Which
we seen it.
All the negativity Shiloh got in the press. For football alone, not even like I don't really know too much of what he has going on off the field, but he's always been a stellar football player.
I think Shiloh has always had the potential. I think sometimes he gets a little bit ahead of himself trying to make a play, and he'll kind of lose.
I can agree with that.
Lose a little bit of what the placement he needs to be in. But if you look at him as far as his fundamentals, how the effort he puts in, I mean, you can't complain about a lot. You can't complain. We've watched their whole journey coming from Jackson to Colorado, and to see the way they practice.
South Carolina,
right, and to see his footwork and all those different things. Yeah, he was taught right. You can see that Prime put a lot of time into these boys. Like he set them up to win. They just got to go out there and do their part.
If he can hold his own against AB, he'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And that's not even he's not a corner. He's like a safety. So
and that's it. Quote unquote, his weakness is covering.
Exactly.
So if he can hold his own against AB, I'm definitely not concerned about him coming down to hit somebody.
Right.
Although I will say, Abe, my boy, if you see Henry or you see that boy Saquon, you better get low and wrap up because that shoulder ain't cutting it.
No, ain't cutting. You'll be plagued with injuries. You'll be plagued with injury.
Did you want to save CD for the shoe segment?
Yeah, we'll say that for the next segment.
All right.
That was it?
Yeah, for NBA, NFL,
Yeah, okay. Cool. And we'll move right into fits and kicks. Break down the best athlete outfits, celebrity fashion moments, sneaker releases, and red carpet looks. So we have a few different kicks we want to get into. We can start out with, I only have really 2 things. The Melo 12s dropped this week. They're still available if you guys are interested in purchasing. They were still on Nike.com. I'd imagine you're probably going to get them for close to retail regardless. They didn't seem to have a lot of hype. I think to be honest, I just think Jordans are hit or miss with colorways and how the hype is built up around them. I like them. Will I get them? Probably not.
This wasn't a crazy
shoe. There's so many other shoes I want.
Like first of all,
I'm trying to get off the J bandwagon.
Melo's actual signature shoe, like his first signature shoe, as dope as that was, that still was sitting back in his prime.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when shoes were really sit, but
yeah,
for these type of shoes to be retro, like, yeah, it's a 12, yeah, it's a cool colorway, like white and blue. Even the black and blue ones that we had was dope, but
for sure, the new Bucks.
Let's be real. Even when we got those 12s back then, they probably were released 2-3 weeks before we got them.
Yeah, I got them. Yeah, you got them first. We went to Beach Week. Came back, they were still on the shelf. I went and got them, grabbed them myself. So yeah, they.
A lot of the J's that come out, bro, if they not like the OG colorways that are being retro, for the most part, they be sitting. I've noticed that over the last few years, like.
Yeah.
Especially with the wave of of resale culture. I won't say it's dying, but it's just toning down a little bit. Like the prices aren't outrageous for a resale shoe that immediately just dropped like it was maybe 3-4 years ago.
No, it was for years actually. I think that was the peak. Over the pandemic was the peak, but from 2010 to about 2018, it had just gradually went up and up and up. The hype was just insane. Then from 2020 to 2023, it went crazy.
It was ridiculous.
It crashed 2024 until now, and is now kind of rebalancing. It's only specific shoes that really go that crazy. Rather than every shoe, people were able to quit their job and start their own business, essentially reselling shoes.
Which is still crazy to me.
Yes, the market was booming and trending in such a crazy direction, it had to fall and balance out. A lot of people broke these days. If we could have it our way, we would probably be grabbing shoes every week. But realistically, it's impossible to do that. And for the vast majority of people, you got to really pick and choose what shoes you can get. And
at the top of the year,
right? And J's it's so competitive right now. It's extremely competitive with several different brands. So,
but that's something that's also tripping me out, bro. Like, how are all of these shoes selling out across the board? All the brands, all the collabs,
I think it's resellers more than anything. It's not necessarily just but that's the general public.
It gotta be, because I don't even be seeing people wearing them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's resellers.
Or even if, let's just say, we'll just stay on J's, right? Let's just say Jordan will drop something every month, right? If I see people wearing the shoes that's super hype, bro, it ain't like how back in the day, like when we would see people cop shoes, you might see a dope little fit with it or something. Like, no, people are just wearing the shoe. Just wearing, and that's cool. Wear your shoe.
Right, I agree.
But I'm just like, you could just tell within the community, like when you saw the shoe,
right,
you saw a fit. Like you saw somebody trying to express how they feel with having the shoe.
Yes.
Opposed to now, it's just more like a statement of, oh, look, I got the shoe. Like, okay. Like that's So you did all that to get the shoe, and I'm saying, quote unquote, all that to get the shoe, just because you do kind of gotta go through a lot to even get shoes nowadays.
Right.
You go through all that just
for retail.
Yeah, for retail. You did all that just to throw it on with the most basic thing ever, and that's the quote unquote the flex. Because it was never a flex to have the shoe. It was the fit, like the whole ensemble. That's the flex with the J's or with whatever like dope shoe that you chose to rock. That's the whole point of us being into streetwear, fashion, and everything else.
Right.
Whereas now, the shoe itself is the flex, but there's nothing else with it. It's just the shoe itself. And I think that's why a lot of people are just like, oh, okay, you got the new J's and you spent $800 on them? Okay, stupid. Like, that's really how a lot of people feel when you see people with the latest pair of shoes on. Like, they're thinking, one, how much did you buy for them?
Right.
And you probably a hype beast type of person just
100%.
Going crazy over shoes.
100%. And what bothers me the most is just the shapes of these shoes, and the quality is not even.
Oh my gosh.
It's better, but it's not still where I would like it to be. So that just disturbs me.
The fact Nike just released a dirty Air Force One that's
crazy.
Supposed to get fresh the more you wear it.
Crazy.
That's the main point of all. Like, how did we get here?
I don't know. That's why we got guys like Salehi, Freshgoods,
and
the rest of them that
Joe
is doing something different.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jerry, appreciate any designer that has been pushing the
culture forward. Yeah.
When it comes to these shoes, man, I'm so grateful.
Me too. Then we got another sneaker that released this week, or not released, but we got a more detailed look, some more official images. Was the Ant 2s. Yo, them hard.
I'm grabbing the orange, the pink, but
A nice follow-up. This is a nice follow-up.
For the silhouettes that we've been speaking on and looking at for what they've been giving us, like the little breadcrumbs of what to expect for the AE2, it's been different every single time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that means they're listening to us as we look at these little crumbs that they're giving us. Because I don't know if you remember when Sonic was first being introduced to the people, and they released like a little 30-second clip trailer of the Sonic movie, Sonic 1.
Sure.
I might have to pull it up for you, but everybody was like, "What is this?"
Right.
Like fans, everybody on the internet, they were like, "No way, y'all gotta go back to the drawing," and they did. They went back and changed the entire animation of what Sonic looked like now. So hopefully, I'm begging that these shoe companies are paying attention to us, man.
I think they don't have a choice. I don't think they have a choice. They have to kind of respond to on a certain level.
Especially in today's time where Americans are being very particular about how we're spending our money now.
You have, bro. It's unfortunate. We have to. But I just wanted to point out that because we've been getting them tidbits like you've been saying, and we were like, I don't know. Right. And now that we got a very detailed look, it's dope.
And I don't even wear Adidas like that.
No, it's them hard.
Like
hard.
The Adidas shoes that I'll be rocking, if we're talking basketball, I'll rock some Donovan Mitchell's just because the ankle lock in his shoes are always phenomenal.
Sure.
I'm debating getting some of those hard 9s. Fire.
Yeah, I think that would be nice if you can get them for less than retail.
But yeah, those are like the only two that I've rocked in Adidas. Like I'm a Nike guy when it comes to basketball.
And it's crazy enough, the AE1s are still putting out different colorways at now. We're
not getting that shoe until 2026.
Oh, good. So, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But what's this?
They got a year. Bro, I
want to say it might be a little over 2 years that we've had the AE1 when the 2 drops, which is cool to me because
the way people responded and as many colorways as they're giving, I think that's how you should do it. Don't just move on because it's a new season. Stay right here, flood the streets, get it all out, and then when you bring the next one.
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
And I haven't seen none in a while, honestly.
I wish we could have got the Jaw 3 after the Jaw 1.
Oh, yeah. So the 2.
I mean, the 2s are cool. I'm not mad at it, but I really wanted that Jaw 3 a lot sooner. Like, I think if that was his first shoe, that would have been a bar setter.
If the trajectory of his career was a little different, if he had kind of wasn't in the chaos, I think the Jaw 3 would be hitting a little harder than what it is because it's a very dope shoe.
It ain't. I don't even think it's that. The play this year just wasn't, and I think he's out of rhythm. I think he's out of rhythm.
Exactly. That's the whole thing with as far as the injuries and the off the court stuff. He hasn't really been able to build.
I mean, when he came back though, bro, he
still do his thing.
He hit a game winner the first game back. Like he was hooping.
You still see the moments, but you just got to build it. You got to build it.
He got hurt not too long. A few games later, like it's been a tough year for him.
And that takes away from the shoe because we're not seeing you.
No, 100%, 100%.
And that's kind of the point that we're making right now.
Just because, bro, when it comes to the on the court kicks, even going back to the early Ray Allen, LeBron, Kobe days, like you remember kicks on the court was a real thing.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching games because I can't wait to see who got what, especially in the playoffs. I'm looking for a different colorway whether we get it or not. I just want to see the shoe go crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of, because we was talking about Kobe's last week, bro. I just seen a clip of somebody trying on those 2K4s that was like that.
Yeah, I seen
that suede blue.
Yeah, with the red, blue and white. Yeah, I seen those. Yeah, that's a classic model.
Why can't we get retro basketball shoes too?
We do. They just
no.
choose.
Not player shoes. I'm talking about actual basketball shoes.
They do. It's just.
Not 90s, like even some of the hyper dunks and like the
2000s.
We had great basketball shoes in the 2000s and the 2010s. Yeah. Great basketball shoes outside of LeBron and the Jays and everything else.
I think the player shoes have kind of taken priority and the retros as well. The 90s retros, I should say, but I feel like they're going to have to at some point. They will.
Like, bro, yo, hyper dunks, that was a great basketball shoe.
Right.
What other shoe did we play in back in the day that was good?
Man, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Shoot, Reebok could even drop some old joints, but they did that once upon a time when they tried to reintroduce Shaq's old retro shoes. But
they did the pumps too. They overdid it.
That's what I'm saying. They tried to do what Nike and Jordan does, and that was
terrible.
Bad. Yeah.
And then we can finish it out with the CeeDee Lamb cleats. You sent them to me. Flame. Those are extremely dope. They had like a neon, neon green, kind of like the Grinch colorway. Super fire.
Oh, they already on Nike. So this whole cleat is his. I thought this was just a new cleat for the year because I seen these in the store. The Nike Vapor Pro ones.
Are they? How do we know they see these? They ain't got his name on it. That's he. But I don't. So
this must mean he has a colorway. If that's the case, I don't like that.
What he just
like just having a colorway.
He a Nike athlete, obviously. I mean, I don't know if they give out cleats exclusively to players.
I'm trying to think. So
I don't think we only had like Cam.
We had Dion. We had.
It ain't that many, bro. It's not that many.
I mean,
Cam had his
baseball,
Under Armour.
But Ken Griffey had a cleat.
Sure. A lot. Cleats is different because you can only wear them when you play in the actual sport.
I know. That's what I'm trying to think. OBJ had a cleat.
I don't remember him having a cleat.
What?
Yeah, pull it up.
That had the OBJ on it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
But they released a few pairs, but
I thought he was a Vapor Max guy. It's not a lot. There's not a lot of cleats that are signature.
Nike Air Vapor Untouchable Pro 3 Odell Beckham Jr.'s. So it was this right here.
Oh, bro, I never seen that in the.
What?
I've never seen that in the.
Bro, they only released like I think 2 or 3 colorways of this cleat to the public, and they all went like.
I'm sure.
Immediately.
I don't recall seeing players playing these. Of course, I remember seeing OBJ.
It was only a few. Like it was on. Like we didn't see these everywhere. But if you had a pair, you had a pair.
Like because it's cleats. You don't know if they're gonna sell or how they're gonna do. So that I'm not mad at that. But it's not too many. So for CD, with the primes. Oh no. I've seen that. But I'm saying I didn't know I thought they was OBJs.
Yeah, that was his actual cleat though. That was only his.
They sold in stores.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just don't recall. But now all those cleats that we will see in pregame though, like those were just customs. Regular Nike customs. Yeah. But this is his actual cleat. So yeah, I think him and Dion might be the only ones.
It ain't a lot, basically.
For sure.
It ain't a lot. So this in CD, I don't think that's his actual model, but he has some. He's showcased a few colorways.
That's whack though. Like a colorway, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather my man just have a whole cleat if that's the case.
Yeah. No, I agree. They were dope. The colorway was dope though. So nonetheless, but we can get right into game changers and kind of speak on what this week's show is about. Because like we said, it's been a quiet week for the most part outside of certain situations. Outside of the drama, which we don't really want to cover all the drama. So this week, game changer, we're going to do Joe Freshgoods, who he's essentially put me on. He's made me a lot more aware because I've seen his shoes. I just didn't know who he was. So if you're not familiar with him, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown. Joe Freshgoods is a creative director and co-owner of Fat Tiger Works, is known for his unique blend of brand narrative, historical, and cultural references in his streetwear designs. He's recognized for creating authentic connections and streetwear enthusiasts worldwide, and his work has led to collaborations with major brands like New Balance, McDonald's. The Chicago Bears have done a collab with them. His work also appears in publications like Vogue, GQ magazine. He actually has a couple interviews with Complex.
I've seen a couple.
I said with Vogue, GQ, and Complex. I don't know why I said magazine. Pink, he targets the color pink because he was inspired by Cameron, which I thought was a nice little tidbit. He's been with New Balance for 5 years. He has 10 collabs, 20 different shoes, which we'll get into a few later on. He prides himself on storytelling through the drops of some of the names with. I'm messing this all up. He prides himself on storytelling through his drops. Some of the names are No Emotions, Our Emotions, Outside Clothes, Inside Voices, 1998, Aged Well, and From Paris to Paris, which dope. That's very unique as far as drops is considered. Mm-hmm. He collabed with McDonald's, and this is I forget what site it was, but this was the read up that they wrote. Created the That's the Mix campaign. Worked with Joe Freshgoods, Kyle and Brick to create a Sprite and McDonald's music video capsule collection that dropped nationwide at McDonald's. For $1, you get to try the new McDonald's exclusive Sprite flavor and to take home a piece from the collection. The campaign got over 1 billion impressions with no traditional media spend, and people lined up around the block at McDonald's to check it out. Yeah, I stumbled through that. Definitely need glasses. Not even gonna hold you. But so we decided yesterday, we was talking, we was like, it's a slow week, what we gonna do? So we're gonna put a spotlight on Joe Freshgoods. So I just gave a little rundown. Now, I've seen his shoes throughout the years. I just never associated. Yeah, I never associated him with his face with the collabs that he's dropped.
His face doesn't really be out there like that either.
Exactly.
Which is something he spoke to is that I appreciate.
Exactly. I agree. He's from the west side of Chicago. So we know Kanye, one of the biggest all time, one of the most influential all time, had kind of put a reputation around Chicago to a degree, because everybody different. Mm-hmm. But he didn't even have an association with Kanye, which is interesting. Right. And he kind of prided himself on that. And his design language is a lot different than what Kanye does. You can see a lot of designers kind of play on certain colorways and things like that. You can draw connections to, but he's very different from the Salehis, the Jerry Lorenzos, and the bigger names. But he's on that same level. If you look at the capsules and the drops, they're very impressive. He's really the New Balance guy, but he did things with other companies, of course. Right. Most of his New Balances, I think, are hits. Like it's just so crazy because I did not know his story, and I wasn't really familiar with him. And he's been doing it since he's our age, essentially. He's been doing it since he's been out of high school in 2008, 2009. So shout out to Joe Freshgoods. He's been doing a hell of a job. I think he's definitely one of the biggest, definitely one of the more influential. New Balance has had this rejuvenation over the past few years, and he's clearly been one of those pioneers with the Action Brunsons, the Salehis, and the various different others. So I was glad you brought him to my attention. Now I'm invested. I want to get some of his pieces, and I'm always have an eye open. And yeah, so what's your, before we get into the interview, what we took away from some of the stuff he spoke on, what's your thoughts on him, how you hear about him, and what made you interested in him?
I came across Joe Freshgoods maybe a little over 5 years, maybe a little bit before 2020, just because that's when I recall we being in a space where we were really trying to get out of shopping at stores that are just available to us locally.
Right.
Like the PacSons, and this is no disrespect to any of these stores, the PacSons, the H&Ms, the Urban Outfitters, like that's usually where we could go find clothes to kind of separate ourselves from what everybody else was wearing at the time, you know what I mean? And it just became, I just remember it being real hard for us. Like we couldn't get shoes, we couldn't get the clothes that we wanted. Like it was just a struggle. So I started just looking up like different type of designers, LA brands or just new brands to shop. Came across Joe Freshgoods along with Jerry Lorenzo.
Right.
This might have been around the same time that Jerry, Don C, and Virgil were all kind of blowing up a little bit in their own individual right. Because, they're all under the Kanye umbrella. Yeah. So when I came across Joe, I'm like, why don't I hear about him like I'm hearing about them three? Because especially Don and Joe are both from Chicago. Yeah. So I was like, that's interesting. So then I just went down a little rabbit hole, seeing some of his collabs. And just like you said, how you are now invested and keep an eye out for him. Like I became invested as well immediately, because of the same things that caught your attention. I love how he pays attention to fine details in his drops. Right. I've never felt like, same thing with the other designers I named as well, but I've never felt like they just giving us clothes with like a face or just like a certain sticker on it or something like that, to where it's just a price point piece, and it's not really something that we feel would expresses our personality truly, which is what fashion is all about. So, like, Joe is somebody that made me actually kind of think to myself, dang, like, we could have just started with tees back in high school or even in college a little bit, like, because, you know, my biggest thing when it comes to clothes, like, because I want to get into making clothes.
Right.
My biggest thing out my mouth will be like, bro, I just don't want to print on a T-shirt. Like, I don't want to just make a T-shirt and sell it. Like, how am I supposed to have people believe in something that I'm building through just a basic T-shirt that may cost $5, and now I'm selling it to them for $40 just based on, oh, look at my cool design. That ain't stick. That just didn't feel right to me. And that's why I've been all over the world trying to figure out how exactly to get into that space, just to come back to a Joe Freshgoods, and he's basically explaining all the things that we talk about when it comes to our dissatisfaction with just trying to buy clothes, shoes, apparel, whatever the case may be. So, it's more of an appreciation, it's an admiration, and as well as being inspired, just how he's moving within the fashion space as well, because he is on the level of a Jerry, a Don C, a Virgil. He's on that level.
Yeah, for sure.
But we don't see him like we see them.
Exactly.
That's what's drawing me more than anything.
Right.
Because, bro, you know us, we all about making $1 and not being seen if we don't have to be. You know what I mean? So yeah. Shout out to Joe, man. I just wanted to make sure we give him that spotlight, because he's a if you know guy, which is always great. But sometimes, like, some people, it's just always good to see them at the forefront.
Yeah, I agree. And he's a high integrity guy with the stuff he puts out. He, in this Complex interview, shout out to the individual who interviewed him. She's been tapped in. Just hearing her whole conversation when it was crazy, I was like, wow, she tapped in for real.
No, she does. She does good interviews too. I think she sat there with Dom one time too.
Yeah, we gonna go through the Rolodex and with the individuals that connect with us, but. Him basically, his whole thing about being very intentional with the things that he does, kind of knowing there's a little bit of a disconnect initially with him and the bigger brands, because they don't necessarily know where he's going with these things, and then to see them succeed is a beautiful thing. Just trusting what his vision is and his instinct of how he wants to put out his design language is dope. And he's like you were saying, he likes to be more behind the camera. And he doesn't want his face and his name just to be oversaturated in the market. And then when he does drop, he wants them to hit hard. And he spoke a little bit about the quantity, knowing what colors will sell, how much you got to put behind certain drops for it to make sense for him and the brand, and how it's going to react. I thought that was dope, because you kind of assume these things, but then when you hear them articulate, it's another thing. It's like, oh, okay, that is kind of what he was doing. I didn't have to guess. So he revealed a lot in this interview. His Complex interview was about 3 weeks ago, I believe it was.
About 3 weeks.
He has another, I think he probably has several interviews with Complex.
This was just the latest one.
Right. And so for him to give basically the business part, give a little bit of the business part, talking about how designers, they need to communicate to understand how much did you get paid for this? Exactly. And I don't know. Right. I'm
pocket watching. Yeah.
I want to know, because we're in the same. Right. I want to know. Okay, so if you got that, I know my body of work. I need to ask for this, and I think that's important for anybody in any industry, because the advantage the bigger companies have is that y'all not talking to each other. So they can give you something totally different than they get the next man, regardless of the work. And they can use you a lot more to your disadvantage when there is no conversation, there is no transparency amongst each other. They can just price gouge and take advantage and make it appear like it's something that is not. So I just thought it was a dope. I thought his whole mentality behind what he does is important. It's crazy that I didn't associate a name with all the collabs that I was seeing. So I'm glad I know now, because we can't just be Jerry Lorenzo and that's it, or Salehi and that's it. We need to have all these guys, because they all contributing a little bit differently, and their vision is a little different. And we can all just be a fan of everybody and invest in everybody and put it together how we wanted to put it together, rather than just being stuck on one. So the more we know, the better it is. And he's dope. I love the names and all of that. So we're gonna get into the the New Balance collab, there is a site. Oh yeah, let me go. There's a site called
Soul Savvy.
SoulSavvy.com. Shout out to them. They ranked his New Balance collections. We're not gonna rank them. We just really want to go over them.
Right.
Like this is in our order. So we're gonna start out with number 10. The Beneath the Surface, the New Balance 610 and Rainier boot released in the spring of 23. The Beneath the Surface pack was designed with the outdoors in mind. The models chosen for the collaboration have proven themselves amongst the elements. The details, including custom camo patterns. Oh, no. I'm reading the wrong one. Hold on. Are we looking? I'm thinking of number 10.
Oh, yeah, I see, yeah. I thought they put that
Yeah,
right.
Right. Excuse me. So we're going to rerun
number
that.
10 from Paris
from
to
prom,
Paris.
Yeah, from prom to Paris. Oh, that's what it was. I said from Paris to Paris. My eyes is all twisted. From prom to Paris, the New Balance 99, hold on, 990
V6. You want me to read it, bro?
No, you gotta get it. Let me turn the brightness up. Released last year, the pack was a collaboration of one of the pinnacle moments in high school experience attending prom. The tone of colors stood out and are drastic change from your standard gray 990 V6. Normally they in like a gray color. Yeah. And we getting a bright red and
the blue
Carolina, like I don't know if it's Carolina blue, but it's
sky blue Carolina
sky blue. Yeah. What you think of the collab? I like number 10. It's dope.
I'm not a fan of that number. So any shoe that
the model.
There are shoes that he has collaborated on that I particularly wouldn't wear just because of the model. It has nothing to do with his design. I just don't like certain New Balance models on my feet. But
sure.
I like the colorways, but I'm not wearing these.
No. I like them. I'm not mad at these models. The 990 V6 is decent. So we'll go right to the next one. Beneath the Surface. The New Balance 610 and the Rainier boot released in the spring of 2023. The Beneath the Surface pack was designed with the outdoors in mind, which you can obviously tell by the look of it. The models chosen to collaborate have been proven themselves amongst the elements. And there's an orange pair and a green pair. What you thinking? Well, there's actually two orange pairs.
I thought it was 3 pairs.
Yeah, it is. It's 2 orange pairs and a green pair.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm more of an earth tone guy, so I would probably go with that chill brown silhouette with the touches of green or hints of green instead of that loud green and orange and green silhouette that's there.
Yes, for sure.
The green silhouette looks cool too. It kind of reminds me of the beef and broccoli Timberlands.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going with that tan and orange colorway.
Yeah, that's definitely the standout one in that. Then we're gonna go to the Stuntman New Balance 650, hand numbered and limited to 500 pairs. The Stuntman 650s explored what could have been for one of Chicago's biggest icons. The shoe sparks a conversation about how different the great one's footwear legacy could be.
Flame. I wanted the lows. I wanted the white and green pair and the white and red pair. Flame.
Yeah, these are hard.
This is what year is this? What year was this? This is.
It didn't even say.
Oh, okay. When these came out, this is when I started paying attention even more because I'm like, wait, where? I can't find these. But then I see another pair that looks the exact same, but it don't have the same oomph that it was giving off.
Right.
So when I went to go look them up online, that's when I realized, he's really turning up with New Balance. Because let's just be clear. Unless you were a real New Balance wearer, like prior to Joe Freshgoods, bro, people weren't just out in the open. Matter of fact, in the interview that we watched, like New Balance were known as like overweight dad shoes. Wasn't nobody rocking them to be cool. And then since Joe, it's been an explosion of just culture and flavor brought to the shoe brand to where now we're seeing people just
several collaborators too.
Correction. Yes, you are right. So we're seeing the basic colorways. Yeah. Now Soleil's,
Action Brunson,
Joe's, Action Brunson, in all different crazy colors, combinations, silhouettes.
Fire.
I can appreciate it, but it's just like, wow, people really, I remember people were not wearing New Balances 7 to 10 years ago. Right.
And the only community that I know that was really heavy with them as far as our age is in the DMV area.
For sure.
Always wore New Balance.
Under Armour and New Balances, for sure.
Always wore New Balances. And I took influences from that because I have people there. I had the 574s in middle school. I had a white pair, then I had a black pair. And after that, I leaned off of them.
I had I don't even know what number they were, but I had the pair that looked like the Sauconys. Or Saucony's?
Saucony's. We call them Saucony's.
I don't know the number on, but it had like the that
the mesh on them.
Yeah, like the windbreaker material with the New Balance in the middle.
It's a few different ones that look like that. It's so many numbers in New Balances, but those the Stuntman's A1 for sure. So we're gonna go to Inside Voices.
They give me Juice vibes.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Quincy would have
For sure. New Balance 960. The collection was intended to celebrate what it was like growing up in a black household. The colorway is penny cookie pink, baby shower blue. Invoke the feeling with Joe that the execution and quality of the collaboration helped usher in the current popularity of the inline 960 collection among casual consumers. Now, you said you don't like this particular model.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these 9060s. I don't like how long they look. I don't like the bottom sole being like kind of bulky on the edges. I got a few family members with them in different colorways, not Joe's pack per se, but I just couldn't get with them.
Right. I agree, actually.
These colors on this shoe are
I agree.
Amazing.
I was just about to say that.
The
silhouette is just not my favorite. Yeah, they're definitely not my favorite. Love the colorway, but that one definitely a pass for me. Okay. When Things Were Pure, the New Balance 1000, sparking of ushering in trends. Joe Freshgoods' collaboration on the 1000 was used as a reintroduction to the model originally released in '99. The 1000 was an important part of New Balance in the early 2000s. Joe channeled that importance by using sneakers as a canvas to celebrate the 2000s. So these this is a decent model. Yeah, this is a decent silhouette. I do like the silhouette. The two colorways that he did, I like. Pink I'm not really a pink guy.
I am.
You should get some. Not these. I'm saying you should rock
I rock pink religiously, like whether it's shoes, clothes. Like pink is something that looks good on me. That's just what it is. But this particular silhouette, bro, that front toe stitching, bro, I would just rock them casually, like shorts, tee, nothing crazy. I'm not throwing a fit on with that. Shout out to the people who probably can. Wale will probably do something crazy with these, but
he a DMV guy.
For sure.
His alley.
But these are just some walk arounds for me. But I know I would get compliments on them for sure.
Colorways are dope. Colorways. I feel like pretty much all the colorways are pretty solid as far as we can see.
It's just the style of the shoe itself.
Yeah, that's really the only game changer. So then we're gonna get into
favorites.
Outside clothes. And these names for these drops is crazy. Like, who would think to name them like this? That's from, you have to be from our culture.
I was about to say, as soon as I seen the commercial and it said outside clothes, I immediately already knew.
Exactly. It's so much cultural references from the African American experience in these shoes that you just have to, if you know, you know. Like you said in the interview. No sophomore slump here. Joe's second effort with the New Balance came at the height of the sneaker boom post-2020 pandemic.
You're right.
As the sneaker landscape was rapidly changing, Joe released one of the best sneakers in 2021, sticking true to his goals of pushing the culture forward, and he's definitely doing that.
I had no chance. I tried. Yeah, no chance.
I can tell you, could have told you from the get, it's going to be hard to get these. Because these are more limited than, the regular.
Yeah, most definitely. But colorways crazy. The green touch is
crazy.
Insane. The commercial was exceptional, phenomenal, like just everything. I encourage y'all to go watch it. I'm not even about to explain the whole drop. Just go look it up, man.
Yeah.
Great job, Joe.
Yeah. Y'all got to get his man.
Wish I had a pair.
Get his man some love. So then we can go to the 1998 pack. Now this happens to be my favorite.
Right.
Flame.
The blue pair just off of Keisha, like
crazy.
A1. Crazy. Like. I like the black pair though. I ain't gonna hold.
I like all three.
Nah, definitely, but that black pair just talking to me. I think Jay had on the black, and I think B had on the white, if I'm not mistaken. But fire.
Yeah. The 1998 pack, the New Balance 990 V4, the celebration of the 1990s, and Joe's message to his younger self. The 1998 pack, released in 3 colorways, each celebrating one of the defining eras of pop culture. The collection drew inspiration from magazine campaigns, movies, and advertisements of the era. Fire, all grabs for me. If it's in my
if I could, I would.
All grabs. This is crazy.
I like when when he's doing a project and he's referencing a time, a movie, or anything at all, it's not just a picture of it slapped onto whatever product it is. Like, for those of you who haven't seen Belly, for just for me to just put it out there, like the blue shoe out of that collection comes from the scene where Keisha is on the phone. She's a very dark-skinned, melanated woman, and the lighting it's a blue lighting going on. Bruh, it's so much going on just to pick up on that specific colorway for that shoe to reference that particular scene. Bro, that's just creative. Like, how do you even pull colors from a scene of a movie, show, whatever, and put it on a shoe, bro?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the Dragon Ball Z Adidas collab that came out years ago?
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, but I thought it could have been better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't love
it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, when you're using references and the details matter, opposed to it just being like, oh, we pulled it from here and we just automatically just slap whatever on the product, and you could just tell, like, okay, that's what that's for. Instead of, wow, that's different, that's intriguing. Like, you look at it and then you find out the backstory behind it, and that makes me want to spend my money, opposed to just automatically seeing like, oh, I grew up watching Rugrats. Oh, look, we're in the mall. It's a jacket with all Rugrats with the print all over the jacket. Like, I'm not buying that, bro.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more. You said it as good as it can be said. Performance art. New Balance 1993, or not 1993, 993. Joe put it simply when revealing this collaboration, the trio of 993s were made to wear well. This release helped the 993 resurgence, which we are still seeing to this day, 4 years later.
Facts.
The pastel colorways delivered boldness, while the suede gives the shoes a premium feel that lifts up the motif of wearing the sneakers well. Now, did this silhouette flame?
I want all three.
Yeah, all three. This colorway is flame. The blue one, of course, is my favorite.
I was about to say,
pink is dope. The green is dope.
Blue is my favorite color, but I'm rocking that pink more.
Fire.
Like
the pink is fire. Now
that green gonna hit in the fall.
Yeah.
That green is going crazy. Dang, I feel like I'm a little loud. But
no, you good. No. If you saw how you're not being as loud, that's not.
Last week, that was uncomfortable. Like,
right.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't have had any hiccups as far as the sound is. But anyway, the next one.
Good, number 2.
Age well, New Balance 992. The long-anticipated return to the 992 was finally officially announced today. Whenever this day was, this is not the current. While we wait for Joe to tell the full story, there is no denying that these are amongst the best-looking sneakers to release from the partnership. Yeah, fire.
Bruh, like.
Yeah,
these I have to find a fit for. Like, no way, like.
Crazy.
No words. Just great job, bro. Great job.
And with all these different, with these different silhouettes, the colors they're not really stepping on each other's toes. They're a little different each time. So I appreciate that. Even if it's the same, if it's a blue, it looks a little different.
With you saying he's always paying tribute to Cam with the pink, like it's still not like anytime he drops a shoe, if it's pink, we're like, oh yeah, Joe loves pink, or like Joe, like, bro, it's something different every
time.
Unless he chose to put Joe Freshgoods on it, like if he did a drop and chose whatever name he chose to go with the drop, and he left it at that, and we didn't know it was his, we wouldn't know it was his. Like that's how good he is, like from each project as far as choosing his colorways and things like that. Like I can't say he has a running theme, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. No, there's no particular running theme. Like I said, I think he does it well each time. It's a little different each time. And then we'll get into the last one. They're ranked number 1. The No Emotions Are Emotions, 992, and the OMN ones. The collection that started it all, the 992 has become one of the holy grails of New Balance sneakers, while the OMN ones were a celebration of one of the most interesting players in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard. The collection was among the highlights of 2020 NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago, and it was lived in infamy ever since. Crazy.
I'm straight on Kawhi shoes, but yeah.
Easy.
Any New Balance basketball shoe, I'm straight.
But the actual New Balance The non-athletic shoes, I like it. I think it's dope.
Yeah. No, this is a great. It's the same shoe, different colorway. Like, bro, if I could, I would. I really would. Like,
right. And I think Cooper Flag actually signed with New Balance, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, be ready for that for the next few years. Hopefully, they do a good job with it.
I bet you, if you went to Carolina, that would have never happened.
Hey, listen, we're not gonna speak on. We're not getting into them politics. Yeah. So, with that being said, we just wanted to give a shout out to Joe Freshgoods. He's been doing a great job. We look forward to seeing him in the future and to see what he goes on to do. So that will pretty much end the discussion. Oh, did you want to talk about the Bears collab? Matter of fact,
so we could touch on it a little bit. I mean, it's just another collab that he did.
Yeah. This was the Bears collab. Yeah.
Now, this collab, I didn't intend on buying anything, but I was just more so excited from a person who one, I appreciate art. I love clothes. I love fashion. So it was just all of these things kind of pulled in together from. As far as what you see he did, like paintings around the city, graffiti around the city.
Right.
The merch that he dropped along with that as well. Like he just
the merch is dope.
Reinvented Chicago Bears merch to where like I would love to just wear these type of products if I wanted to represent my team. Right. And I just didn't want to throw on a regular jersey or anything. But like the Walter Payton jersey was cool.
Oh, it's fire.
The graphic tee was dope.
The hoodies,
the whole everything, bro.
It's a 9-piece collection. It's all dope. I'm just not a Bear. I'm not going to wear Bears gear
at all.
That's just it is what it is. And they're not nothing against Bears fans. It's just they're not in my pantheon of teams. But it's a dope collab for sure. And his marketing is pretty dope too. His how he markets his drops.
I put this up there with that Don C collection he did where he remade like city jerseys for the NBA.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember. Actually, don't remember the design. I just remember.
Oh yeah, there's a few of those that were dope. A couple was a little loud for me.
Yeah,
but
that's Don C though.
Not for sure. I don't have anything bad to say about the collection though at all. But Joe, shout out to you, man. Just as one person from the community to another, keep doing what you're doing. Right. I'm looking forward to seeing more from just all designers that we've mentioned, especially Jerry. I don't know when I'll get to a point in life when I can afford the real Fear of God line products, but hey, a man can dream. But yeah, man, I'm just loving the growth of black designers that we can really recognize and touch and actually be able to purchase pieces from. You know, like it's cool to rock the Ralph. It's cool to rock, a few other regular brands that we grew up wearing just in general.
Right.
But when we talk about really getting behind our designers and getting behind things that are for us, made by us, this is a great era for us to be in, that I think, especially when we talk about fashion, because you'll hear all these designers. I've heard Jerry say it. I've heard Joe say it on the interview that we watched. Like, they still aren't fully accepted into the space.
Yeah, of course not.
And I mean, we're not, and they all say we're not looking to be accepted into the space. We don't really even care to be in the same spaces as long as just the resume is respected. Because, and that's always been us, just as a community, bro. Like, we'll always go kick it with us.
Yeah.
Like, whatever formal corporate thing needs to be done, like, we can go do that. But when it's time to kick it in that space, though, we still gonna go kick it with our people. Like, we're not tripping on that. Just, you know what I'm saying? Respect it when you see it. We'll respect y'all's when we see whatever y'all got going on. But yeah, we always know we'll be celebrated by our people.
Yeah. So that's gonna conclude the episode. Shout out to Joe again. We'll do these type of spotlights when we have slow weeks moving forward. Give us some feedback on what y'all think. Are y'all aware of who Joe Freshgoods is? Are you interested in it? Or in his collabs and drops and things of that nature? But yeah, we out of here.